stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Oh, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Psych Coffee Shop. I'm Aeson Knight, and of course with me tonight is the Techie with the most, Techy Joe. How are you, darlings?
Actually doing pretty good.
Good.
Yay.
All right, I'm gonna do a PSA. It's apparently member community bank. We don't bank with them, but YouTube thinks we should. Are idiots.
Okay.
We are now moved into the official holiday shopping season. However, let me remind everyone, pets are not presents.
No.
Puppies become dogs.
Yeah, no. Like, do we need to do this for every holiday?
Apparently.
Like, do people still need to be told this crap?
Apparently, because Members Bank decided that, while Aeson was taking his downtime and resting his back, to run a lovely commercial that shows this, the single mom donating Science Diet to the local animal shelter at their banking location, and then adopting a puppy.
Well, I mean, I think you're supposed to take the assumption she's a smart, responsible person, and you should bank like she does. Because only smart, responsible people donate food and adopt a puppy.
Right.
Because, yeah. But that is one of those, like, you could take a very wrong message from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, no, this idea that you gift animals is a bad one.
Very.
I mean, there's a lot of kids who have that moment of, like, they really want an animal for Christmas, like, that's the thing. And I sort of get that, but a lot of that has to do with advertising exactly like that.
Exactly.
And you cool. Basically... Well, you create this idea
right,
that you're supposed to gift animals and that you gift animals in that way.
Right.
Like, no, animals aren't gifts at any time of the year.
Right. Because 7 months later, you'll get mad and call the dog catcher to come get this dog. And I will end up with a lovely Vlad.
Yeah, well, or you'll drop it back off at the shelter. Or, potentially you end up at... Like, one, I don't really think animals should be gifted in any way.
No.
As in, I think a gift would be sponsoring pet adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we will go pick out an animal together.
Right.
I think it's a dick move to bring home an animal to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And then fundamentally make it a gift.
Yeah. It's also like a dick move to get a kid an animal that you're not even sure how big it's going to be. You have no information on the breed. You have no information on anything to do with it. I mean, like our little Australian Shepherd, he's a handful.
Mm-hmm.
He is a handful and a half, and he's just, we're going to go 2 years. We'll say he's 2 years. We're not sure. Again, he's another rescue. But giving him to a 5-year-old?
Yeah. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Dottie. Hi, Brenda. And hey, Gwen.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, I'm kind of with Dottie. At least it's the animal shelter, not a puppy farm. I appreciate that part. And I'm totally cool with do your smart banking and donate, to animal shelters.
Yes.
I'm cool with that. I think that's great. Please, that's a wonderful Christmas gift.
Right.
I think that's amazing.
Right.
But don't gift pets.
No.
Stop gifting pets. That's not a thing. Quit trying to make it a thing. It's a bad idea is what it is.
Right. Sponsor the adoption. Sponsors neutering and spaying.
Sponsor their continued donate to animal shelters. That is also just a general lovely gift.
Yes.
Do that.
Yeah.
Keep these animals alive for someone to
adopt.
That's a lovely, gift to your community. That's a lovely gift to animals. Mm-hmm. That is, and may mean that someone gets the best pet they'll ever have. Mm-hmm. That's a lovely gift.
Right.
But no, the animal itself should not be just randomly stop by, grab a puppy because it's fucking Christmas Eve and you ran out of ideas.
Right. I really wished that the animal shelters would pause adoptions.
I want to say they probably do around the holiday. I think they get a little weird.
They pause. They will not adopt out black cats for Halloween. But, buddy, you can walk down Christmas Eve and adopt a dog.
Seriously?
Seriously.
That's still its own, and granted, I know a lot of places, Easter, good fucking luck on rabbits and chicks. You're not getting little baby chicks or little baby bunnies. There's a number of places, you can't even get near them. Right. It's not happening.
Right.
Because they know.
Yeah.
That, and... Again, it's a cute image. All baby animals and all babies look cute together. They really do. They're... Mm-hmm. Stop doing that.
Right.
It's cute. Baby things look cute together. Babies are cute. Right. That's the learning lesson. Babies are cute. Okay. All babies are cute. If they were ugly, we would all give them up for adoption.
No. But
I'm sorry, did you not see the movie Gremlins? If that's what your baby looked like, if that's what your human baby looked like, mm-hmm. You'd give it up. The Mogwai's cute and furry and cuddly and sweet. If it acted like, one of the Fed After Dark Got Wet, no. You're returning that sucker. You're dropping that off. Unfortunately, that's sort of what happens as animals age. Everything's cute as a baby. Mm-hmm. They're very lovable. Mm-hmm. Everything's lovable when it's this big.
Right.
It's when it grows up and it starts shitting on everything and chewing up things and becoming a real asshole mm-hmm. that you really have to be committed.
Right.
If cute is all that got you through the door, then you're out.
Right. And see, here's the big thing with this in general is breeds, dogs, you need to, and not even saying much of the best breed. I agree. Out of the three animals we have, all out of the three dogs we have, all three have been adopted. Two of them are AKC registered. When I signed the paperwork to adopt Vlad, they handed me the AKCA papers. When we adopted Prissy, we got the ACKA. I think AKCA papers with her too. They're both full breds. They were both. Well, one she outlived her owner, and of course the family didn't want the dog. Vlad was a Christmas present. Family went and bought him from a breeder. He went out of puppy stages.
Yeah. And I'm sure Vlad would have been flippin' adorable when he was this big.
Yeah.
Granted, paws the size of my hands, but he would have been adorable.
Right.
he would look like a little stuffed animal. Unfortunately, yeah, no, he's huge. He's sort of huge.
He's a big boy.
Like, he's a big boy. Like, he's not chubby. He's just big. Like, he grew up.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's stubborn, and he's got an attitude at times, but he's normally within 3 foot of me. He's the most loyalist dog I've ever seen.
He's great.
Yeah.
Like, he really is. He will also take you out at the knees for no reason other than, like, he saw an opportunity to go past you. He also, I mean, all three, like, all of our pets are assholes for one reason or another. It's okay. We still love them. But they're assholes.
Yeah.
Like, it's border collie, Brenda.
Rough coat border collie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like, total assholes. All of them. All 5 pets in this house. Total fucking assholes. For different reasons. You get used to it. You learn to accept it. You put up with it. You tolerate it. You have some evil thoughts every once in a while. But it's okay. Like, we're not going to harm our pets. But let me tell you, when every single time the damn cat throws up on my printer, you have some evil thoughts. Like, there's no way around that.
Right.
It doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but it does mean that I occasionally in the back of my head refer to her as Wonton.
Actually, that was her nickname for a while.
Yeah, because she kept tearing everything up.
Yeah, but she was going through her terrible twos, and we expect that. It's like our Aussie.
Like, this is how I deal. Like, I say horrible things on the appreciation that I don't think she always understands.
No, she understands. That's why she throws up on your printer. She's aiming for your shoes, but she's too high up on your desk.
Fair enough.
But like our little Aussie, we're still getting him used to being in a house. We're still getting him used to being with humans. For the past 2 days, I've been ready to kill him. Murder has been on my mind. And then today, I went and grabbed a wrapper that he had found from a table that he was chewing on because it crinkles. And I went to take it away and give him a real toy. And it's like, oh, you're playing with this because someone pushed your toy box underneath the liquor cabinet. So you can't get your toys out.
Yeah, it's, it's like, yeah, they're awesome. They are. They're also assholes. It's just like having a human.
Yeah.
I think he's awesome. Well, excuse me, wrong direction. I think he's awesome. I also have days when I want to push him in front of, like, a bus. And that's okay. I don't do it, mostly because life insurance value isn't high enough, but other reasons as well. His awesomeness does outweigh his assholeness. Not by a lot, but it does outweigh.
Keep it up, Alice. Just keep it up, Alice.
But no, it's seriously, you can't just be going in for the cute. Like, you can't just go in for the cute or the Kodak moment or the whatever. You got to be there for the, and when the shits and pisses all over your life, and I mean literally and, metaphorically, you got to be there for that too. You can't just be like, oh, this isn't working out.
Right.
I mean, there are situations when it's like, this is what I expected. We're so above and beyond.
Right.
That's an acceptable point to be like, no, this is not. No.
Right.
Cannot do this.
You got to look at it and go, why?
Well, and there are some things in that. Like, you don't get Chihuahuas for kids. Like, bad life choice.
Right.
Bad life choice. Horrible breed to be around children. Generally speaking, some are great. Some are, it's all going to work out later. You'll find out.
Mhm.
But statistically, not a good breed for children.
Right.
Like,
The other breed that people are really shocked about is you don't buy poodles for children. You don't get collies for children, for small children.
they're like, the collie thinks that's their job.
Right.
I mean,
You won't
Vlad has adopted every baby animal. Now, Vlad does this gently.
Yeah.
Which is cool. No. It could also work out horribly.
Well, you see how much he hurts me. Can you imagine him hurting a 3-year-old and the parent like getting up to swat the child?
Yeah, really?
Not happening. Not happening
Yeah.
on Vlad's watch, which, by the way, I think he's raising another groundhog.
Oh, God. Okay. Like, again, this is part of his assholishness. He will take food from the house and feed other animals.
Right.
Like, it's a... Oh, it's like, Vlad, this is not a defenseless possum who needs your help.
Mm-hmm.
The possum was fine on his own. He does not need help. The groundhog does not need help. If he can't find food, he moves. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
which I figure that
hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. I figure that's why the boys are probably fighting in the backyard.
It's over who gets to take care of the groundhog?
No.
Okay.
One wants to make the groundhog a toy, and one wants to burp the groundhog.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like, yeah, it's got to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, this is what happens. You have to accept this. They're like little mini people.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, but you have to be prepared for that. Some of them are cranky old bastards, and they will, like, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and to some degree, and within some breeds, you have to accept that. That's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not nice.
Yeah.
Not every animal is nice.
Well, look at Prissy. She isn't nice.
Like, she's very, like, yeah, if anything were going to attack you in this house and cause you real physical harm, one of two things has happened. You have woken up Prissy, who is a Pomeranian who will take you down. Last thing she ever does, but she will bring you to the floor. She will do that. Like, you don't want to mess with her. She's tiny. She is a giant, like, fucking cotton ball poof. Like the actual dog, not that big. Poof. All poof. She eats more than any of us. You don't know, like, it's unfathomable how much that dog eats. Like, and is eternally starving, apparently. She has, like, a tapeworm big as I am. You know, like, again, you put up with it. Vlad is your other option. He will take you down. Now, here's the thing. You have to touch at least him inappropriately. Or look like, or somehow Vlad has to misunderstand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the situation is and what's going on. Then yeah, you're in danger. You walk in our front door, Vlad doesn't really give a shit. Like, he's going to bark and do his thing, but, like, quite frankly, if you rub his belly, he just won't care.
Right.
That's it. That's all he needs.
Mm-hmm.
He will let you walk out of this house with everything.
Except me.
Except you.
Yep.
And, yeah, like, Vlad will let you walk out of the house with everything. including the Pomeranian stuck to your ankle. So,
Yeah. And we still don't know about Gizmo yet. We haven't figured out about Gizmo. Gizmo has not been humanized yet. He has mainly been kept to us.
Yeah. Well, and in his asshole traits, like, you always have to keep in mind with him is, and especially right now, he takes everything as a game.
Yeah.
It's playtime.
Uh-huh.
You can't chase him. Do not chase him. You're only going to make this situation worse. The best thing you can do is go to where you want him to be and stand there. He will get it.
Yep.
Maybe not fully, but he'll come where you are. Eventually. Like, but the worst thing you can do is chase him. This will take hours and will only put him in more danger.
Yep. Rachel, welcome to the party. You're not late. You're always on divine timing. Yes, Gizmo is my new Australian Shepherd. We've had him since June? July? June. Yeah, we got him in June.
Yeah, I know it was during the part of the year where everything went a little sideways for me, and I'm like, I don't know.
It was in June. I ran and rescued him. He's an actual full rescue. The rest of them have been adoption rescues.
Was it that late in the year, though?
Yeah, it was in June. Because we had to figure out what to do with him during 4th of July, so it was the weekend before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kept thinking it was earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Like, I knew he'd spent all winter under a trailer.
Yeah. Because his summer coat was coming in and we were finally getting the insulation out of his fur.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a trip. And he's a big sweetheart. I can't call him dumb, but he does some really dumb things.
He does puppy things.
He does puppy things, but he also does some things that are like, you are nowhere near as smart as Vlad. Vlad wouldn't have fallen for that.
No! Vlad is very intelligent.
Like, yeah, Vlad has a mission and a plan. And you have to work with it.
Yeah.
Gizmo, you have to go the other way and just like dumb it down. What does he want?
Right.
Like, that's it. And it's attention. He loves that. Food, all about some food. All about things that go crinkle. Loves
like
that sound. Yep. You just have to meet him where he is, and he's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, he's not gonna thwart you. Like, he doesn't like advance beyond, like, he never gets like the things that I do. He's just cool. He got attention. He doesn't care.
Right.
He didn't have a plan.
No.
He just wanted attention.
Right. And that's what he normally wants. Stimulation, attention, mental ability, or he needs to burn off some dang energy.
Yeah.
Like,
but he also like, and he very, very slow on like picking up, like, don't do that.
Right.
Like, because again, everything's a game. Telling him to get down is part of the game. Right. Shooing him away is part of the game. Like, he doesn't take anything with malice.
Right. But how
he really doesn't.
Look and see what's there. That's what I figured out. Like, it's like 2-year-olds trying to see what's on top of the TV.
Yeah. Like, why is the 2-year-old's toy on top of the television? Never mind. Don't want to ask. They probably threw it there.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing is, like, we have to worry about Vlad tearing stuff up because he intentionally decided to. Because that's how that's going to occur.
Yeah.
He has a purpose.
Yes.
There is a legit, straight up, hardcore mission. Okay, and what does that mean? Versus, like, we're more concerned with Gizmo's gonna just get aggressive in playing with his toys, and he could take out a television.
Yeah. That's why we buy him
He could
Star
break a
Wars.
lamp.
Was it?
Like, I mean, again, he doesn't really go after things intentionally.
Right.
It's just a funny thing happened on the way to playtime,
Uh-huh.
and here we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Rachel has a
Rachel, I would
Yorkie. She
love to
can.
have the Yorkie, but I don't think that I can. I think I would get a divorce.
No, don't get me wrong. I think they're adorable.
Uh-huh.
I really do. They fall in that category of, and that's a good thing, because I don't think there's anyone that owns a Yorkie that isn't just there for, like, you got to be there for the adorable. You really do. Like, that animal, really adorable is most of what it has. Like, Yorkies, the adorable is a lot of where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Because, wow.
Yep.
Those are dogs that drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's a terror. I'm sure she is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they all are. Yeah, they are the ultimate in asshole dogs.
No, that is not the ultimate in asshole dog.
Well, in popularity. Oh, no, she's not smart. She's all cute. Again, yeah, you got to be there for the cute. They're cute. They're so fucking adorable. It's a great thing they stay tiny and don't really grow up exactly. Because, yeah.
Well, no, they are not the top asshole dog. I am sorry. The top asshole dog will always be a German Shepherd, because they are the mix of cute and smart.
No, I don't necessarily put them in the category of ultimate asshole dog. Like, those are good working dogs. Those are dogs that will absolutely destroy your home if you fuck up as an owner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are the ultimate in fuck up and find out. Or fuck around and find out.
Right.
Like, they will destroy you. But yeah. Chihuahuas can definitely be super assholes. Like, they fall in that category of cute, small, and fucking demonic.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how they end up.
Right.
Like, not like, I've met very sweet, gentle, cute, adorable Chihuahuas. I have a friend that has multiple Chihuahuas. Each one has their own personality. There is one of his that is absolutely the sweetest dog you will ever meet. If anything, that dog is just terrified of the world. Like, love me. Like, she gets it. Most Chihuahuas think they are the size of, I don't know, the Hulk. And, like, they will attempt to take down anything with zero fucks given on the fact that you could destroy me. Like, that's how a lot of Chihuahuas approach everything.
Well, that's because you need 10 of them. They are pack animals.
Yes.
Yes. And see, a lot of people will not agree with me on this. I think a Rottweiler's an amazing dog.
Oh, hell yeah, but they'll scare the fuck out of you. Like, that's not a dog. You want to just, like, go into some, like, if someone has one, that is not a dog you go into someone's house and just, like, do whatever you want.
Right. But here's the problem.
No.
There's two major problems right now with the Rottweiler community. One, people have forgot that is a one-owner dog and one owner forever. All 17 years, you better be ready to commit to that dog. Two, the problem with the American Rottweiler, they're so inbred right now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rottweilers can definitely be big babies, but that's actually the scarier part.
Mm-hmm.
Because in many ways, Rottweilers react with like a small child mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't get their size. They do not understand
Right.
that, like, no, you are like a good, like, I don't know, 100 pounds of like death coming at someone.
Right.
You can do some damage a lot
Mm-hmm.
quickly. They don't get that.
Right.
Like sometimes what they're trying to do is tell you something, and they are doing so with a bit of aggression because you didn't fucking listen the first time. So
Right.
let me amp that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't get that, like, your next level is not compatible to human life.
Right. Well, see, the problem there is Rottweilers, the American Rottweiler breed, and there are two different Rottweiler breeds. The American Rott, which is the smaller Rott that we see mostly in the United States, with the narrower head, has been so
Mhm.
inbred and twist bred, and they've got a lot of genetic disorders. The other problem is they are a one owner for life dog.
Yeah, they don't get like being shopped around.
Right. The same thing with pets. They are a one owner for life dog. It takes a lot for them to take on to another owner. And the problem with, and Chow Chow is the same thing. They're all basically the same breed. You are all bred for one mission: guard, protect. That's it.
Yeah. Well, and I will say,
Well,
like, I
and
think
we're bred for
everyone,
paganism.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say the worst part about pets, really, truly, honestly, they will eat your furniture.
Yeah.
They will eat your furniture. You cannot have nice furniture
Well, you
and have
can.
this dog in the house. It's
Well,
never gonna work.
I totally disagree, and here's why. This is the main problem with that. That tells me if the dog is eating your furniture, you didn't exercise them enough. You haven't mentally stimulated them enough. You haven't gotten them into a job. So they are bored and they're going to be a couch potato and eat things.
True. But that's what I'm saying is they're not a real good indoor pet.
No.
They're not an all-day indoor
Mm-mm.
lap dog. You
No.
cannot go into this expectation that you're going to work and sleep 8 + 8 hours a day
Mm-hmm.
and like fit this dog in around that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that dog's going to eat your house.
Right.
That's what that dog's going to do.
Right. But if you take
Um,
that dog for a walk before you go to work, you kennel them while you're at work. When you get out of work, you go home, you take them for another walk, you put them to their job, whatever their job is. Maybe it's patrolling the backyard. Done. Best puppy you'll ever have.
mm-hmm. Aw. But yeah. No, yeah, basically, yeah, Rottweilers are the opposite of Chihuahuas.
Mm-hmm.
They do think that, well, even Vlad thinks he's a lap dog. Like, you spoiled him in puppy, like, he got spoiled in puppyhood.
Oh, he got spoiled.
He,
They both, all three of our dogs are spoiled rotten.
mm-hmm.
They eat better than we do. They get what they want most of the time. I'm really drawing a line on Gizmo smoking. I think he's a little too young still.
You know, 4 other animals in the house have never gone after my cigarettes. Not once. Didn't even think twice about leaving a pack on the coffee table.
Right.
Until now. But no, they have a pretty awesome life.
And I don't even think he was trying to get to the cigarettes because he didn't pull any out of the
He
pack.
just wanted the crinkle.
He just wanted the crinkle. Once he got the lid off, he was fine with it.
Yeah.
Still, I had to throw them away. I just couldn't give them to you.
No, and I get it. It was one of those moments like I didn't even think.
Yeah.
Did not even think.
All right. So we have some news. And, I've done my PSA. Now you can do your PSA.
I'm sorry, which one am I doing? Oh, yeah. So, oh, excuse me. So if you get a Best Buy gift card or anything else that comes with a USB catalog that you're supposed to put into your computer, please don't. Please don't. Lovely story from PC Mag. And that's literally the title. PSA, if you get a Best Buy gift card on a USB drive in the mail, don't plug it in to your PC. So apparently a user received this very slap a logo of the company onto a Word document and generically write a letter and enclose a gift card and a catalog on a thumb drive. And the letter reads, Best Buy Company thanks you for being our regular customer for a long period of time. So we would like to send you a gift card in the amount of $50. You can spend it on any product from the list of items presented on a USB stick. Literally the letter, thank you again for choosing us. Sincerely, blah, 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 Jonas Nils, customer relations. And then there's those ripped up, torn up gift card. So yeah, basically it looks like someone bought it, used it, and then just chunked it in here for this situation. So yeah, you can actually buy that specific USB drive on a lovely little website. This one in particular is from a Taiwanese e-commerce site that sells them for as little as $7. Yeah. And what it has on it, what it does is it's going to report to you that it's unreadable. But what actually happens is it will act when it connects to the device like a keyboard. Working as a keyboard, it's a trusted device of the system, and effectively it's emulating a keyboard. And it has a list of commands to send into the system that can be done through the keyboard. That fundamentally start installing malware, downloading other programs and malware, and compromise your system. So, yeah.
Yeah, not fun, not fun. Never trust techware that's sent to you unannounced.
Yeah, because basically by the time you have removed it from your computer, it's too late.
Right. It's already
so yeah, keep this in mind. If you start getting, letters with thumb drives, don't even attach that to your computer. Just chunk it in the trash. It's a really bad. And this is the sad part, is a lot of companies love giving out promotional thumb drives. The general problem has always been, some of those you really don't want to put in your computer, period.
Right.
Even if there's an offer, even if there's a free gift, even if there's a whatever, you really don't want to do that. Mostly because those are mass manufactured, very inexpensive thumb drives. A lot of which have been found that from the company and the imaging software typically are prone, at least, to also containing malware. And if the drives aren't properly handled when they're loaded up with that promotional material, if you're looking at doing this as a company, you're potentially going to create a lot of anti-customers, people who are pissed off because they got your crappy drive and it fucked up their computer. So you're taking that risk if you use these as promotional gifts. And a lot of these companies will offer to preload them with your promotional materials. It sounds like a great idea. And it would be. Except in a lot of cases, this has actually backfired for companies. Instead of getting information to potential clients or current clients that they think they will use, enjoy, and oh, by the way, you get a free gift of a thumb drive. Really, all you end up frequently doing is ticking people off and turning clients or potential clients into, oh, we don't want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Because our first experience with you, or more importantly, our last experience with you, was so bad.
Yeah. Including one of our latest suppliers that we are really questioning if we want to deal with or not.
Do I know? I'm sorry.
Office Max.
Oh, well, Office Depot, Office Max, yeah. I don't even want to go into that. I'm still mad.
Right.
Oh, fuck it, I'll go into it. It's a fairly short story. It's not even all that complicated, or more importantly, it shouldn't be. Like, that's where I'm at with it, is like, are you kidding me? I placed an order back in October. One item. Went to log in to the website when I was checking out, and for whatever reason, it was not going to let me log in before I placed this order. So effectively, I placed it guest mode, meaning unattached to an account. So I've placed this order. They can attach, like, I've contacted customer service twice now. The first time to see, can you just attach this to my account? Even if just like the receipt for it for my rewards points, I would be thrilled. I can understand you can't attach it to the account. Whatever, I'm sure there's some backwood software reason why you can't do that, or it's more complicated than Tier 1 support is interested in getting into. Right. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. I just need my order information. Like, that's really where I'm at. I would love to get the rewards points, but I'm not that committed. It was a $25 purchase. It's not that many points. Right. So anyway, go through with this, and I was told that yes, we can attach it. They're going to attach it. Like, it's supposed to be fully attached to my account. So I made the mistake this morning, because it was expected delivery, now that it's been changed, was December 1st. Previously, it was November 1st. Okay, so I logged in because supposedly it was going to be attached to my account. And it wasn't. And then I click the link from the order email. And it starts telling, the website starts telling me that, this order can't be found. And I'm very confused and contact customer support again. Like, what's going on? What happened? Did you cancel my order? What's going on? And this was the most around, like, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third situation. The information on my account and the information on the order are identical. Same name, same address, same email address, same phone number. And like, this just went on and on and on. And then finally, all of a sudden, I get asked for all my information. I'm going, okay, she's having to verify, like, I can get this. Next thing I know, she can't attach the order to my existing account, but she can apparently set up a brand new account with identical information and attach the order to it. No, ma'am, I don't want a second entire account in your system with its own rewards points number and its own, that has identical duplicate information. Because then I'm going to get to the store, and let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to pop up twice. This is what's going to happen now. I'm going to pop up twice.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck.
Right.
Depending upon which account they hit is wherever my rewards go.
Right. So you can't plan your rewards. But my bigger problem was they can't tell you when it's going to be delivered. They can't give you a tracking number. They can't even tell you if it's been shipped.
Yeah. Which I actually did log out of my account and did figure out that was the whole issue.
Uh-huh.
Was despite all the information matching,
Mm-hmm.
it's not attached to the account. So when I hit the confirmation link for a guest mode order, it won't actually show me the order information unless I'm logged out. I'm like, this is the most bass-backward system
Mm-hmm.
of like, you know what? It's just crazy.
Well.
And so, yeah, I got through all that. It's in process. It has not shipped.
Right.
They're still and dead serious today, promising it would be delivered tomorrow. And I'm going, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like you. It would be nice if I thought the $10 I paid for shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the other annoying part. $25 order, $10 of which is just shipping.
Uh-huh.
If I thought they were going to send that same day.
Uh-huh. Well, now you're going on freaking 60 days. You deserve it back.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, I knew, originally it said December 1st. When I placed the order, they first turned around and said, no, November 1st.
Uh-huh.
Well, then, of course, November 1st got here and it flipped to December 1st. Mm-hmm. That's what prompted my whole first experience of customer service. And, like, by the way, while I'm here, like, is it, like, what's going on? When's it going to actually ship? And, like, what all's going on? Is it just that back ordered that you don't really know and you're just knocking it out another month?
Mm-hmm.
No, we guarantee it'll be delivered then, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe they can refund and credit it to a third account.
Maybe. Because I'm about to call bank and cancel the transaction.
Oh, better yet, PayPal.
Oh, I'll cancel that myself.
Like, I paid through PayPal.
I know.
Like,
Again,
this
I'll
is a business expense.
myself.
Like, and all of this.
I don't have to be Mrs. Arrington to take care of that problem.
It's a little teeny tiny TPM module. The only problem is good luck finding one.
Yeah.
Good luck finding one. Like, this was the only site that was selling the specific one I wanted to order. That I felt confident was the actual product and not like a knockoff version. Because I'm really not comfortable with my trusted platform module, a cryptographic unit for my computer, being some third-party Chinese knockoff piece of shit. Like, no. This is where I'm going to go spend my money because this is the thing that controls the security of my system. Like, I'm not going to screw around with that.
2.5 encryption security module remote card compatible with Windows 11's 2.0.
Yeah, but that's the problem is I ordered the Gigabyte one specifically because I trust Gigabyte as a company. I very much want the legit Gigabyte one. I've seen all over Amazon with varying prices. A lot of different modules, and very few of them look like it's the actual product.
I don't know. They've got one here from MSM that I'm really liking from the Next Warehouse.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, I really want to go with the one that I'm ordering.
I understand that.
That's why I've held out, and it's like, okay. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm closing quickly in on I'm not really going to care anymore.
Right.
Like, thank you, Microsoft, for an arbitrary requirement that has good purpose behind it. Like, I get what you're doing, and I get why you want to do it. And I can get behind this. you created a severe demand in a market that was kind of half dead,
Right.
like that was primarily focused on like OEM sale, like direct sale to Dell or direct sale to, HP, direct sale to not third party customers.
Right.
Or more importantly, end user customers. Sorry, that's the appropriate words. End user customers coming in and saying, yes, I would like one, please. Not one pallet,
Right.
but one, just one unit, just one, because it's like this big.
Yep.
Oh, Katrina, that's a very loaded question. And I will let Aeson decide what he wants to do with that one, because that's a mediumship reading.
Yeah. I
And
don't
there's
do
a
those
lot
wires.
going on.
I'm sorry, Katrina. See me privately.
Yeah. So, anywho, but yeah, so it's annoying. But anyway, getting back to my point, Microsoft has created a demand for this product, that the market wasn't prepared to fill with trusted, well-sourced components.
Right.
That opened up a door for a lot of like knockoff components.
Right.
That I'm like, I'll take my risks on some products.
Right.
I really will. Like, I will sit here and tell you not to use cheap USB drives from China. I will consider taking the risk. And like, use an older system that isn't my daily driver, check it out first, very well virus scan it, make sure it works. There's other things I'm like, no, I'm spending my money, and this is what I'm spending it for, and this is why. And yeah, a trusted platform module that has all my cryptographic keys and plugs directly into my motherboard and controls whether or not like my copy of Windows authenticates as valid. Yeah, I don't want to screw around with that one too much. Like, I want a quality product. I want it from a trusted manufacturer. I want to ensure it is not a knockoff.
Right.
And so that's why, like, I was very specific on which one I wanted to buy.
Right.
And it's very hard to find. There are a lot of people, or a lot of like Amazon marketplaces flush with people selling modules that have like just enough to pop for the search, but then I'm looking at the product and I'm going, if that's what you're straight up selling, that's a knockoff.
Right.
That's not a gigabyte TPM unit.
Right.
Like, it's totally different. Like, one, they're not purple. They're not black. They're a very stupid looking little chip, or a little baby circuit board with a connector. Like, they're very specific products.
Right.
With a very specific like set of dimensions. And everything I'm seeing that's popping for the search, like, I only saw like one that looked like it could be legit.
Right.
And even that one I'm not real comfortable with, because they're not actually calling that one a gigabyte module. Using like the same image as a gigabyte module, so it might be it. I'm like, I don't like. That's where I've been at with this. Is it's one of those moments of no, like
Very much so. All right, so we're gonna move on to the story, and it's one that everyone has been questioning. Everyone has been going, what is going on with it? It's in your private chat. It is the dollar store is raising its prices and ditching the everything is a dollar mentality. The chain said last week that it's well prevented raising prices by 25% in the majority of its products. The dollar store has already made the changes in some stores and will roll out new prices in nearly its 8,000 stores in the United States by the first quarter of next year. In addition to the new signs at the stores alerting customers of the change of the Dollar Tree prices, we'll run advertisements and train store staff on how to handle customers confused and why the price isn't a dollar anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it having to do this brand change?
I think it's time.
Yeah.
Like $1, like it's kind of like try running a 5 and dime
Right.
in this day and age. You couldn't.
Right.
What would you sell for 5 cents? 3 Cheerios?
2.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a limit. And fundamentally, what we're seeing is the long-term effect of inflation.
Mm-hmm.
And that like what you can get in the marketplace for and profitably for $1.
Right.
Um, like there's not much.
Mm-mm.
And so I think it's still an okay thing. They're kind of moving into the territory of Five Below.
Right.
Which basically our old school 5 and 10 or 5 and dime
Mm-hmm.
is a ones, twos, threes, and fives, $5 and below.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of moving into that territory that like Family Dollar and Dollar General used to be in.
Right.
In which their prices, like $10 used to buy a lot.
Right.
$5 used to buy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're accepting that and moving forward in a way that keeps the company operational, meaningful, useful to customers, that actually still carries product that is affordable,
Mm-hmm.
just not $1.
Right. And I
Like,
think it'll also do a little bit more for it. I mean, because their margins have been very tight. They've had to really lower their labor. But do you think they should change the name of the store?
I think the slogan,
Yeah.
definitely, but Dollar Tree's Dollar Tree.
Right.
Like, how many people go in there and only spend $1? I can tell you for damn sure that ain't us.
No, if we go in there, we spend a lot more than $1.
Like, no, we've never gone in there and spent $1 and 7 cents. Because I mean, it's not even really everything's $1.
Right.
And granted, these used to be called 99-cent stores, and then dollar stores, and it's cute. It communicates the idea of the store. But no, I don't think Dollar Tree in and of itself has to change its company name.
No.
But the slogan, yeah, everything's $1. Yeah, that's got to go.
Yeah, that's got to go.
Like,
I think that we'll see prices like $125, $150. I think they'll still be beating the market on some things. The CEO says that it'll allow them to bring in more products, which that'll be a good thing. But it's still going to be third round sales. For those who don't understand that, products hit Walmart first and big box stores first. If they don't sell there, then they're sold off to second round stores. That is like your Dollar Trees, your Dollar Generals, your Dollar General, Family Dollar, Big Lots. Those are second round sales. And then your third round is your Dollar Trees, your 99-cent stores, your Five Belows. That's its last chance to wear and before it hits the garbage. But those auctions are, batch buying has been really hard for them, especially with the shipping being a problem.
Well, and that's not every product in the store. It's some is direct purchase.
Right.
Like, and some of it is made specifically for Dollar Tree at a fixed price point, knowing the cost of sell.
Right.
Like this, like you got to figure out a packaging model. It was sort of like you got excited that like Dollar Tree has bacon.
As what?
Bacon.
Yes.
You got so excited by this.
Well, not only that,
It's not a pound of bacon. Like, let's
No.
clarify. You're not getting a pound of bacon for $1.
Not anymore.
You're not even getting the best bacon on the market for $1.
No.
But it's bacon.
Right. It's
Works
great
beautifully
cooking
for
bacon.
cooking.
It is
Yeah.
beautiful for cooking. It is beautiful for having something that needs bacon grease in it, like green beans, like fried cabbage, things that you really need bacon grease for. It's perfect for that.
And moreover, it's a reasonable quantity for a recipe.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable quantity for a couple of slices with your breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, it kind of fills a weird niche where it's like, I'm not paying for a pound of bacon. Because let me tell you what happens. One of two things in this household. One, that's a pretty high price. Two, we don't ever eat that much bacon.
Right.
Like, there's no version of us that needs a pound of bacon.
Right.
Like, I don't get me wrong, I enjoy a pound of bacon. I don't need it.
Right.
Last thing my body needs.
I think the only time we ever used up a full pound of bacon is when we make BLTs.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only time we can use a full pound of bacon in this household. But also with that, I've got
And like a fourth of that goes to the dogs.
Freeze it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we either have to freeze it or, no. I'm just like but more importantly, and for a lot of consumers, it's great for the soul. Sucks for the hips, but great for the soul. But no, the only problem with a lot of this stuff is sometimes it literally is for a number of consumers, and it's a very sad statement of the economics of like the US anymore.
Mm-hmm.
$6 is a shit ton of money for an item you only need a partial quantity of to do a thing.
Right.
And that's really where this is at.
Actually, let me check that price.
Well, I'm assuming the last time I think I bought bacon, it was like $6 something. It may be $10 now. I don't know.
Well, again, let me check the price because I'm picky on my bacon.
Yeah. Even though we have totally different taste in bacon.
No, we just have totally different cooking styles in bacon.
Well, this is true.
You like it at dust. I like it when it still at least has life in it.
No, we actually like totally different styles of bacon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Try $9.99.
Like I said, it could be up to $10 now. I like the last time I remember. But that's the thing, is we don't buy bacon because of this.
Yeah.
Like, we legit don't buy bacon.
Right.
Guys don't like nasal rinses. No. Okay. I'm so confused, Shannon. I need help.
My husband has a cold.
Oh, okay. No, we don't. Like, I thought you were just stating a random fact. It was like, no. I don't.
Yeah, but there's like foods that I don't require. I need a little bit of bacon. I don't need a lot of bacon.
Like, Ashley, if I remember correctly, you were in North Carolina. Smithfield Foods is right effing there. Like, y'all's, like, come on, Hall River, like, damn.
Right.
Like, your bacon has to just walk from one farm to your table.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's all your poor little pig has to do. You can just cut off a piece as it goes past.
But for those wondering, it is Hamel's Black Label Original Bacon.
Well, yeah, that is one of your preferreds.
Smithfield Farms is still at $9.99. And of course, that is the thick cut natural Hick smokery bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the bacon that I really want to use is almost $17, but we can't even cook that amount of bacon.
Yeah, $9.99 on Smithfield's.
Yeah.
That's now granted that's thick cut
Right.
and hickory smoked, which is always more expensive.
Yep.
Like they've created a market for a product randomly and then decided to charge us extra. I never have understood that. It like I get it, but at the same time, it's like no, that's just kind of no. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Brenda, he has done that.
I've done that.
But that's one of those things of that is nowhere near as easy as going and dropping like $1, $1.25, $1.50.
Heck, I dropped
And
$5. Got enough bacon. We're done with bacon for a month. I've got everything I need to cook. It's 4 to 5 slices. It's perfect for a recipe. It's perfect to throw into some vittles and be done with it.
And they're thin cut. Now, like you're not getting thick cut like super bacon. Like it's not super wide strips.
Quality bacon. It is cooking bacon.
Old school basic bacon.
Right.
Like 1950s era, you get this at like your omelet shop, your Waffle Hut, a house, whatever. This is the bacon they buy for like institutional use.
Yeah.
It's plain old, basic, generic, nothing fancy bacon.
Now I'm looking for a butcher. I need a good butcher for when I do a freezer buy.
Oh, but yeah, no. And it removes the need to sit there and like open a pack of bacon, spend more money on freezer bags. Granted, I know they're not the most expensive thing in the world, but still, it's money. Like, no one wants to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you right now, he's the one that will bulk buy meat and separate it. I won't. I will pay whatever ungodly price at the store to just not even have to fuck with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just not.
Buy and self-butcher a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I have no problem with it. I'm used to buying 40 pounds of hamburger a week when we had to run breaking it up.
Yeah. Well, and you'll still occasionally find us like he gets this devilish look every time he finds a meat sale. And he just comes through the door and his first words are, okay, don't be mad. And then he proceeds to roll in half a cow or half a pig or half a flippin' whatever. It was a great deal. I only spent like $100. Okay. And, you know, it all comes in like 1 or 2, maybe 3 ginorma packages of like, the fucking mad cow disease did you buy? Like, there's no way they could afford to have sold that. Alrighty, good night, Dottie. We appreciate you being in. Good luck editing.
Look forward to your video coming out, Dottie. And we have a deep freeze. Originally, we had 2. That was one of the requirements for me to even begin dating this man, is he had to go get a deep freeze.
If only I'd known why.
You would have bought a bigger one.
I think part 1, yes, probably would have bought a bigger one. In hindsight, probably an upright, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know. Like, I bought a deep freeze that was sized for me.
Uh-huh.
Like, I had visions of a deep freeze full of, like, normal frozen foods that I would buy in bulk at Sam's. I bought the freezer at Sam's. We have a Sam's Club membership. I never have room in my deep freeze, or his deep freeze at this point is what it's become. And you'll see why in a second. For like the economy box of like Hot Pockets or the economy, thing of like frozen pizzas or, pizza rolls or whatever. None of that. There is no room. I don't even fucking know half the time what the hell's in our deep freeze.
Check the inventory.
Exactly. We're to the point he has to keep an inventory. And then it's good luck. Good luck. Yeah, I bought the baby deep freeze. I thought I was going to be putting boxed packaged stuff in there. No, I opened my deep freeze and it's like meat roulette.
It is not. It is organized by basket.
Uh-huh. Unless like something happens and a basket gets turned over and all of a sudden we're having mystery meat for dinner. Is it pork? Is it chicken? I don't know.
I can look at my inventory and tell you exactly what's in my deep freeze and which box it's in.
Bullshit.
The bottom one is all.
We have had that happen before. You have thought you were making chicken and it was pork chops.
Well, that's because someone took it out of the. I am not the only one that occupies and goes into my deep freeze. Because
I know.
In my deep freeze, and I am like, why do I own this? Why is there this huge box of mozzarella sticks that have been in my deep freeze for 6 months?
Because I don't eat them by the box. Like, that's the one thing. Like, dude, I have mozzarella sticks and ice in that deep freezer. Everything else is like, I don't know. We might have meat. He might have. I don't know which meat it is. Good luck. Like I go into that deep freeze and like anything I pull out is going to be mystery. It's mystery meat. I don't know. It could be chicken thighs. It could be pork chops. It could be fucking hamburger for all I know. I can't tell.
Which basket did you get it out of?
Oh, no. One of them. It's not like they're labeled.
No, they're
strapped. They make baby ones. Yeah, no. Shannon, my grandmother had, like, this is how bad my family is. We hit a point in which the deep freeze my grandmother had just sat in the garage. It had stuff in it, but it was stuff that we knew wasn't any good anymore. And it had been in there forever. Hence why it wasn't good anymore. And literally the damn thing just sat in the garage and ran. I'm sitting here going, I don't really need a deep freeze. We're not buying. Well, I didn't at the time. So I gave away, or we effectively gave away, a 1957 Ford deep freeze. I am not fucking kidding.
Was it green?
No, it was white. Yeah. It was
upright.
huge.
I can store 6 bodies, and I don't have to have baskets. I can have shelves. And I can go over to Ideal and I can get the labels that go in freezers and hang on things. And then maybe I can open my deep freeze and there will not be chicken on my pork shelf and there will not be vegetables in my meat shelf. Maybe.
Like, I'm just curious if I can pull up an image of that freezer. It's so weird. I would think that someone would have images of it. Because it was gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. It was beautiful. My grandfather was that kind of Ford dude. That house originally had like a Ford refrigerator, a Ford deep freeze, a Ford lawnmower. Like, had to laugh at him on generators. He had a Honda. It was the only Honda he would ever own.
That's only because Ford didn't make that.
Nope. No, they did not. But, yeah, no, I can't find an image of it. It was a weird little product. Do what now?
I found an international. A lot of international. GE.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. It's like, it was a very odd deep freeze. And it was from 1957 and was still running in 2000, I don't know, 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know, the person we gave it to, it's still running for them. Like, it was an indestructible deep freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God knows. I don't think it had ever complained a minute in its life. Like, it was a hell of a deep freeze.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have
But
magical dreams of only having to put an order into the grocery store every 6 months.
yeah, no, no. See, no. That encourages the situation, which we have a Green Acres lifestyle, and I'm not down for that.
What?
No, I'm not down for that. Not down for the Green Acres lifestyle. No.
What? You can climb a telephone pole to do the radio show.
Nope, not doing it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad part is I know exactly what year the deep freeze is from because my grandmother remembered buying it the year my dad graduated.
Uh-huh.
Like, or just after that, more importantly.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was a huge deep freeze.
All right, so let's swipe. All right.
Look at that. He remembered to swipe once.
I did because this is a new segment. The new segment is Who's the Asshole? Take it away.
All right. Alrighty. So I found this one. I will say I didn't have to look hard for this one because like the title just stood out. From the lovely world of Reddit's Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for telling the kids their dad took this year's Christmas away from them? This poster goes on to say, please read before you judge. Thank you. So I'm a working mother of 3 kids, ages 11, 9, and 5. My husband used to have a job, but was let go at the end of 2020. So right there at the end of last year. And hasn't worked since then. Then goes on to say, yes, he worked in a few places here and there, like the gas station, but he couldn't keep it because he lacked motive and passion. All in all, our financial situation isn't so great, but I've decided to start saving money to be able to get the decent Christmas celebration with some of her sentences are so confusing. The decent Christmas celebration the kids wanted and couldn't get in like Christmas last year. I've put money aside to buy decoration and prepare meals and also gifts, but just a couple days ago found out that my husband had taken $500 out of my account and from the money I saved. The rest of my salary goes to bills and grocery. And gave the $500 to his little brother to help him out in child support. I found out and had a big argument with him about how he essentially stole this year's Christmas from the kids to help his irresponsible brother pay for child support. My husband apologetically said he had no choice and was pushed by family to contribute and pay part of his brother's child support. Otherwise, they won't see their nephew's grandchildren since his brother's baby mama is vicious and spiteful. The kids came in and I just told them that. Unfortunately, I can't afford Christmas this year, and it's because of their dad who took it away from them by taking the money I saved. There was utter silence, and my husband, I think she means glared at me in disbelief. Not quite what she said. He told the kids to go to their rooms and screamed, asking what the fuck is wrong with me to spout this kind of bullshit in front of the kids. I said it's the truth and that I sacrificed so much to save money to give the kids some joy this holiday. Then he selfishly took the money and gave it away. He said he would pay me back in time before Christmas, but I don't see this possible since he doesn't even have gas money. He got pissed and said I shouldn't tell the kids that he took their Christmas money and that the psychological damage I'm doing to the kids is worth a lot more than money, and accused me of turning the kids against him and making them resent him for trying to help out a family member, and stormed off and spent time with his family, who accused me of causing my children mental traumas by saying their dad took Christmas away from them and alienating them from him. Adding this, just wanted to say that the kids know that mommy is the, I think she means the one who brings home money. And so if Christmas gets canceled and because of money, then they'll think it's because of me. I had many, many conversations with them about it. And last thing I want is to see them disappointed in me for something that is not my fault. Thank you. Take it away. I have my own response. I've had to go back and forth on this one a little bit to get there. But where are you at with it? Is she the asshole?
No, she
Is
isn't
he
the
the asshole?
asshole. No, she isn't the asshole.
Okay.
Okay, she isn't the asshole for being truthful with her children. She isn't the asshole for dealing with it. Uh-oh. I swear, I go to read something.
Oh, sorry, Psychics Reading.
Psychic Sarita, this is not your show. This is not your stream. We don't even know who you are. Goodbye.
Bye, Psychics Reading. Have a good nothing. So anyway, I've been all over the map with this Am I the Asshole? At first, I was very much like, yeah, he's a real asshole for this.
He's the asshole.
Right. And then I'm sitting here going, but one, that wasn't the question, and two, yeah, I think we can all agree he made a really asshole move.
Right.
But I have to separate out, and granted, all of this goes into what he did, etc., and what she was trying to do and why she's angry. I have to say, yeah, she's the asshole on that specific question for telling the kids their dad took this year's Christmas away from them. Is it honest? Yes. Is it age appropriate? Fuck no. If we were talking about older kids, I'm talking 15, 16, 17, I could be like, okay, that's wrong, you probably shouldn't have said it, but forgivable. You were pissed, you have older kids, they can process this and understand what all you're saying. I don't think 11, 9, and 5-year-old are really. I find it a severe, monstrously bad asshole move to go there.
And here's why.
Okay.
One, the way we build this Christmas crap is, oh, if you're a good boy or a good girl, you'll get presents. Oh, if you're a good boy or a good girl, you get this. One. Mm-hmm. And then you wake up Christmas morning to notebooks and pencils.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the other part of this is they know their mother is saving for Christmas. Busting her ass, scrimping pennies, clipping coupons, doing whatever to get that sinking fund built up.
Mm-hmm.
And then dad comes in here who hasn't been doing jack shit to earn money.
For 1 year.
For 1
year. Because we don't have any other background.
Okay.
Was he a monster? And that's where I had to start thinking on this. Is all and that's why I'm kind of going with the, yeah, you're the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounds like effectively before 2021,
Mm-hmm.
they are both working. They are, again, I'm judging, but it sounds like they were both working. They were both bringing money in. He lost his job,
Mm-hmm.
and her income has been more than capable of carrying them through. Tightly.
Right.
No, like, not a lot of frivolity.
Right.
A lot of scrimping and saving to get prepared for Christmas. But that also sets off on me of, well, where the hell did his income from 2020 go? And 2019 and 2018 and 2017 and like all the prior years.
Right.
I can't sit here and like, I don't know that it is inherently fair in that relationship without knowing, like, okay, so what the hell was going on before that you are this strapped?
And extrapolate it. We can see what's been going on before. He's had a job, she's dealt with the money. He's had a job, she's dealt with money. He's loused around with a few odd jobs that he didn't have motivation and passion for.
Well, but what I'm fundamentally saying is one income is tight to pay all the bills. But what the hell happened when they had two incomes? That's where my brain's a little screwed. Is even if he was only working for 2020, what she's basically said is one of two things has occurred since 2020, as in all of 2021 at this point, is fundamentally either, like, because it sounds like instantaneously, they didn't have any cushion.
No.
And Christmas was canceled.
Right. And that was in 2019.
No,
Yeah.
2020. He was let go at the end of 2020.
Right.
Now, if 2019 was rough, I have other questions.
Well, see, the next second line below that, Christmas celebration the kids wanted and couldn't get in 19/2020. So apparently he was let go at the beginning of 2020 or wasn't working that much. So she's obviously had to pull the reins for money.
Well, and it may have been, well, because what she says at the very beginning is my husband used to have a job but was let go at the end of 2020 and hasn't worked since then. Like, that's where I'm sitting here going, okay, well, if 2019 were rough.
Okay, I see what she's saying here. 2019, the kids didn't get Christmas. 2020, the kids didn't get Christmas. She was trying to say for 2021. That's why that doesn't make sense. So the past two Christmases have sucked for these kids. Now we have another Christmas that she planned not to suck. And $500 for three children, that's not a lot of money. Not when average toys are $40 each, if not more. But he went and gave it to his lousy brother, who's a bigger problem because he isn't paying his own child support.
Yeah, the brother's an asshole. I think we all get this. I think it's vindictive. Like, I generally think it's vindictive.
Right.
To play the you can't see the kids unless you pay money. I just, like, I understand it. I know why people do it. I get it. But it also, fundamentally, even if their father is garbage who doesn't send you child support, I still have to go with, if the dad wants, or at least the family of the dad wants to be involved in their life, that's only, generally speaking, only a benefit to the kid.
Right.
That's more people on their side.
Right.
That you know, I get a little miffed about using children that way.
Right.
And being that blatant about it, is that this is how we're going to do this, is I'm holding them for ransom. You can see them when you pay.
Right.
I have issues with that. I don't get me wrong. That doesn't make him less of an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that makes her the brother's ex an asshole too.
Right.
I never appreciate that. I think his parents are assholes, definitely,
Right.
and his siblings are assholes
Right.
for not,
Mm-hmm.
or for even asking. Like, didn't you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also sitting here going, like, we're not getting a lot of background. Like, was he stably employed for, like, one, I'm gonna have to guess he's probably our age, plus or minus a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, was he stably employed up to that point
Right.
in which everything got wonky, partly because of COVID, partly because, companies were letting people go, and was that his situation?
Well, what aggravates me, and it aggravates me on multiple levels, is he's worked at a few places, and they're like the gas station, but he couldn't keep it because he lacked motivation and passion.
Well,
Really?
but here's where I'm at with this though.
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing before? As in, are we talking about someone who, had a really nice job?
Mm-hmm.
This is the point I have to question, is because a lot of this one doesn't really make sense to me. Typically, someone who's going to say they lack motive and passion
Uh-huh.
is someone that has had a fairly decent job,
Mm-hmm.
that was very involved,
Mm-hmm.
that is something that they were motivated and passionate about.
Right.
That doesn't sound like a deadbeat to me. Not on its surface. That sounds
Mm-hmm.
like someone who has taken the loss of their job really hard.
Oh, that sounds like someone to me, and it's one of the words that drives me crazy. Someone to me that doesn't get that they're making money to take care of their kids. Um,
Yeah, fair enough.
okay. And, I get wanting to help the brother out here, but you're an asshole. It would be like you emptying our sinking funds for something for the family and not even talking to me about it. And I'm planning to go buy a car, pick the car out, open up the safe, go to the freezer, open up the freezer, and all I've got in there is beef.
Right. And well, no, here's where I'm at. I think there's a lot of assholes in this situation. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
dick moves being made.
Right.
But I fundamentally have to turn back around and just, like, that was a really low blow to drag the kids into it. Like, they weren't there in the room in the middle of the discussion. They
Right.
walked in, and in pure anger,
Right.
she decided to unload on those children
Mm-hmm.
her stress
Mm-hmm.
and
And tell
literally
them the truth.
blame. True though it may be, true though it may be,
Mm-hmm. And I don't think she gave them emotional trauma. I think she told them the truth so that they're not waking up Christmas morning going, well, where's Christmas, Mom?
I'm just saying, I think there's a lot better ways
Mm-hmm.
to handle that. I think she honestly, like, I'm sitting here going, this relationship is so borked.
Right.
Like, one, totally he should have talked to her before even thinking about doing it.
Right.
Like, if he had, like, period. Two, there's a lot going wrong in this relationship, period.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like she's at the point of scoring hit points.
Well, she's
And
at the
that's where
point
I'm
now
at.
of walking, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because he's basically chosen his family and his brother's children over his own. That's what he's done.
But I'm still looking back at it, is if if, and it's a big if, and I get it's a big if.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just having a really strong feeling that there's a whole other side to this story.
Mm-hmm.
That I like. Again, it was a dick move. It was a horrible choice. To go take the money out.
And by the way, if you're watching, weigh in. Like, this is the whole
Yeah.
part of the segment is for the audience to weigh in on this.
Well, and Ashley has. There's going to be some beef between them kids, the cousins.
Yeah.
That's part of that as well. Like, neither set of kids needed to be put into the middle of this. Like, certainly not their own.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that.
Right.
I think there were a lot better ways to handle that towards the children. But moreover, yeah, that's exactly right. Like, what's the next step of that?
Mm-hmm.
Is, yeah, you can be mad at dad for taking the money,
Mm-hmm.
but then you also have to get mad at your uncle for being a deadbeat dad.
Right.
And you end up primarily ticked off that all this had to do with your cousins and your aunt.
Right.
Again, that's why I'm going. To me, it's a monstrously asshole move. I part of me wants to say I get it, but I think it's like multiple red flags in your marriage is so over. But more overly, this is all about Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think you lost the spirit there.
Right.
Way back.
Yeah.
Way back. If, like $500 is the end of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't. I mean, I would be pissed at him. I would totally be pissed, and I totally get being pissed at your husband for that move.
Right.
I don't think the statement's necessarily supported. I think it's a huge and tremendous letdown.
Right.
For her. I think it is a total slap in the face.
Right.
I think it's still something that, like, you can still have Christmas. It can still be a good Christmas.
Right.
Like, I get their kids. I know that for a lot of kids, it's the shit under the tree.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you're really teaching anything but materialism at this point.
Right.
Like, you blatantly made this all about the gifts.
Right.
And slap them in the face with that. Oh, so Brenda's with no matter what, 5-year-old is young enough to still believe in Santa. She needs a story either way, so he doesn't think Santa thinks he's bad.
Right.
Santa gifts are free in a 5-year-old's mind. Mama is getting a divorce for Christmas. And that was something that other commenters started pointing out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's also, like, there's a significant issue with kids, and especially, single-digit age kids.
Right.
Getting a total wrong end of the stick in this, which is fundamentally that our parents' relationship problem is that they have to spend money on us. And there are commenters after commenters that were bringing up the fact that because of their parents' arguments about money, not only do they have a horrible time with spending and buying anything, or like treating it wasn't like a necessity, but they also went through thinking that their parents' whole problem was them. Right. And that their parents would be better off without them. That they were the problem, that they shouldn't ask for anything, or more importantly, feeling like if they asked for anything, even when their parents were doing better financially. that all it was going to do is cause their parents to fight.
Right.
And so they're literally scared to ask for clothes, ask for shoes, ask for money, ask for anything.
Right.
No. It's an understandable wrong end of the stick for a kid to get.
Right.
Like, again, that's where I'm back to 11, 9, and 5. That's not always the most sophisticated thinking.
Right.
And kids are prone to getting a misunderstanding of a situation.
Right.
Because there's a lot of complex things going on here.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a straight line situation that, yes, an adult can read this and put it all together. Not every kid gets that. And depending upon the situation,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of small kids don't understand, like, the value of money. Like, that's the thing they have to be taught.
Right.
It can be really hard to understand for a kid sometimes how expensive Christmas can be.
Mm-hmm.
That, again, if you have no real understanding of the value of money,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to understand.
Right.
Like, the thing you're asking for is like $500.
Mm-hmm.
One present.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other part of that is a part of our society that I don't really care for.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you're a good boy, if you're a good girl, Santa will do this, Santa will do that. And now they got a fucking elf on a shelf. I'm sorry, I was raised up in a household. I didn't have an elf on a shelf. I have a belt in the bathroom. And that really hangs into a lot of value put on your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my big problem.
Yeah, that's certainly a big problem. The other one is this, depending upon how they took that,
Mm-hmm.
especially, is very much what Brenda's saying is the Santa punishment.
Right.
Is that if the big gifts are always from Santa,
mm-hmm.
okay, then as far as that the previously 3-year-old kid knows,
mm-hmm.
he was bad in 2019 and Santa didn't bring him anything. If we're going with your model, and this is how this all went down, then he was bad. The 3-year-old kid learned he was bad in 2019 and he didn't get anything. So I'm sure that by the time he was 4, he tried really hard to be good so Santa would bring him stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't get anything either. And so he was super extra good for this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just found out that I don't know what he necessarily would have taken from that. Did he just learn that Santa isn't real? And that's hard on a lot of kids.
Right. Or did he learn that
in the middle of
Daddy's the one that's been affecting the household, and now Daddy's bad and has stolen Christmas?
Well, which I would think, again, you're creating a very big problem for someone that can't have a lot of sophisticated thought yet.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying kids are dumb. I'm just saying there's a lot of nuance here.
Right.
That is a lot for a kid to take in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, for all of this to work, for all of those 3 kids to fully understand all of the parts and pieces of this.
Mm-hmm.
One, how much of this did they already know was going on? They generally knew things were tight. I'll say they knew that much.
Right.
They knew Dad wasn't working.
Right.
But do they necessarily understand all the different nuances here and what actually is going on?
Mm-hmm.
That this really has nothing to do with the money.
Right.
Like, the money is a problem.
Right.
But it's not about the money.
Right.
Like, it's really not about the money. He could have taken $5, $100, $1,000. He could have charged it on a credit card. Like, all kinds of ways. He could have sold something.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily, her issue is twofold.
Right.
one, you didn't even talk to me about it, which is a marital problem.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you did this to help your dumbass brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of nuance.
And then there's a third one here. He is apparently not on the same page financially as a couple. Like, there is no conversation apparently about why there was money sitting in that account.
Or he didn't care.
Right.
And again, that's a relationship problem. That's totally different financial goals.
Right.
That is totally different understandings of what money sitting in account is, can be used for.
Right.
Again, I'm not hanging any halos.
Mm-hmm.
Zero like the kids basically get halos just because they're kids and they don't even know necessarily what's going on. They didn't ask for this shit. They got sucked into this shit. They shouldn't be any part of this shit.
Right.
I mean, I think that was a really asshole move to say that. That's where I'm at. It's just a really asshole.
I've always been of the belief of being honest with children. They'll deal with it no matter what the age. They may not get it, but they'll at least deal with it. It's an asshole move for him to do. I think he's the asshole for choosing his other family over his own children. That's where the asshole lies here. I mean, this poor woman's working and trying to pay the bills, and the man can't even dick himself up and go mow grass and shovel lawns or whatever he's got to do to at least pull something off.
Yeah. Well, and again, that brings me back to I feel like there's a whole other side of the story.
Yeah.
That is very different.
Right.
That may have some of the same details,
mm-hmm.
but would be a whole different light.
Right.
Because again, just by what she's done and what's obviously going on in the situation,
mm-hmm.
like, this marriage is so fucked up.
Right.
Like, I can't imagine there is not a whole other side that is, there's overlap, but, and I think even, yes, he would admit he made a stupid move and a dick move and he shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time,
well, and then I get to the other small comment she made. He doesn't even have gas money. So if he doesn't have gas money, why isn't he not taking the $30 she's giving him per week for gas? You will assume 30. That's what an average car driving would use. And driving for Uber Eats. Why is he not driving for Uber? Why is he not Motive Care? Whatever it is. Mm-hmm. To earn some money in this household. Like, why is she allowing him to do nothing?
Here's my problem, though. This very much sounds like a household that runs under at least the surface concept.
Uh-huh.
All money is our money.
Uh-huh.
Like, everything's joint accounts.
Right.
Hence his ability to take out $500 because it's not the fucking 1970s where you know, right. Like, your husband can just show up at the bank and claim your money because you're married.
Right.
It's obviously not that, or I would assume. I think I would have had a lot more. Because, again, she goes back and says, my husband had taken $500 out of my account and from the money I saved. But I'm sitting here going, like, if we flip the genders here,
uh-huh.
I mean, the wife in that situation who went to help her brother
uh-huh.
and pulled his money out of his account, she'd still be an asshole, but I think we'd have a lot more problems with the way he,
uh-huh.
again, gender reversed, the way he was talking about their finances and the way he was talking about, because she's effectively in her head already divorced him.
Right.
It's a matter of paper and a lock change.
Right.
Because she's not even really counting him as part of this household anymore.
Right.
They are not in a marriage. In
No.
her mind, at least, is what I'm saying.
Right. And, she doesn't cover that, whether he was just a signer on the account, whether, it was their account, it was her account, but he was added to it. So we will assume that it's a joint account. And it's like, well, I got to pay bills in your name, you got to pay bills in my name. That's what commonly happens.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going. Like, Brenda's like separate accounts. He took her debit card. She may have had a separate holiday account also. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here going, that's a lot of nuance to this.
Right. And now, like
Ashley, or is this...
my problem is, why does he know what she has to begin with? That's because he's able to check her accounts. He's on her account to get into it.
Well, or long and short of it, they could just have a single checking account between the two of them.
Right.
And all of his income went into it, and all of her income went into it whenever it's occurred.
Mm-hmm.
And they've never had an issue until finances got tight with who spent what and whose money was whose and blah, blah, blah. A lot of couples do that. A lot of couples do that. But then when one spouse becomes unemployed, there's a shit ton of issues with that, because all of a sudden there's like a mental shift for some people.
Right. Or Brenda says he took her debit card. You can check the balance at the ATM. Or it's a common idea of, honey, we've got $250 this week for groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, for a very long time, just passed my debit card around. Finally, I got tired of me not having my card, so I got him his own.
Yeah. Well, and again, like, it all depends on the situation. Because, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't bring this up. Fuck it, I will. You can get mad at me if you want to.
Woohoo.
You've talked about a situation with one of your exes who went and made an online purchase that was stupid.
Yeah.
For a very large sum of money, especially at the time.
Right.
And you blew a gasket. Like, you were like, what the fuck? And I think really you didn't care what he bought.
No.
You didn't care what it cost, really. Not exactly.
I cared I already wrote the mortgage payment.
Right. That was the fundamental problem of, you are so not on the same page here. We are tight.
Right.
And this is going to cost us housing.
Right.
Unless I can fix it.
Quickly.
Right. Arguably, you could have gotten mad and said, thanks for making us homeless.
Right.
And I take from that, you've already, like, you were already done. That was the final straw. That was the point in which you're like, oh, fuck no, motherfucker. Like, no.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in a less lean period, in a period in which that wasn't, part of the mortgage check you wrote, you would have been annoyed. Like, why the fuck did you spend that much money for this? Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Or like, hello? You would have been annoyed. Right. In a really flush time, you would have probably laughed and been like, okay, whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, one, it speaks to how severely tight things are. But it also, depending upon the reaction, also, I think in a lot of ways, pretty much says where the relationship is.
Oh, it was a very tight time. It was a time when we were rolling businesses and rolling things, and I was holding very tight to things, and he had no clue.
Yeah. Well, Ashley would just love to know what the purchase was.
Ashley, that
And
will
then
be. It's a good thing you're a Patreon because I will actually post it to the Patreon forum.
it's so stupid. It is so stupid. And the sad part is it still in the attic?
It is still in the attic. He did. This is also the one that moved out. It was the easiest divorce I ever had. He went for a walk and never came back.
Mm-hmm. But more importantly, like, you can't even throw it out. You're still so mad.
I'm
Like, you, as
the
in,
attic.
like,
That
you
will be
can't.
something that goes up on auction.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. Is like, this was how long ago, and it has not been put on eBay. It has not been thrown out. It has not been put in a yard sale. It has not been donated anywhere. I mean, granted, it's a little hard to donate, but
Right.
like, it just doesn't have that kind of value. Like,
where would I donate it to? Gay Man's or Us?
You know, I'm just saying. Like, it was a very stupid purchase. That part is more than abundant. Like, and no, it's not exactly a sex toy, just in case you were wondering or you got there. So yeah, our Patreons will be finding out soon enough. The rest of y'all will have to live in mystery of what in the hell did he buy, unless you want to pay $1 a month, and then we'll tell you.
Well, then you can go find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anywho, like, one, it speaks to the financial tightness of a relationship when, like, I think in every relationship, you look at what your partner bought, and more than, like, every couple has this moment of, like, I wouldn't have spent that for that. I wouldn't have given that person $20. I wouldn't have spent, that much on, like, Starbucks. And depending upon, like, the tightness of your finances, gauges basically, I think, how each spouse reacts. Like, can we afford it? Do I really care? Oh, that is just a carnival of horrors, Brenda. New Patreon topic. What's in Aeson's
That will be a
like,
video.
we don't know. I've never been up there. I'm scared.
That will actually probably be a video, because as soon as it is not burning the 7 layers of hell up there or freezing the 7 layers of heaven up there, we will film the attic being cleaned out, because that is the one space that has never been fully cleaned out since we bought this house. Like, there was stuff up there when we bought this house.
Oh, good God. So we don't even know. There could be a dead body. We don't know.
There's supposedly 2 rifles up there. There are supposedly a lot of stuff from my childhood up there. There are supposedly, I know there's wall hanging stuff up there that's going to Goodwill, because I ain't doing the French goth motif again.
Oh, okay. Yes, so many possibilities
Exactly.
there are. We could find a fortune of money. We don't know. There could be a fortune in Thai Beanie Babies. We don't know.
But again, in the Patreon, if you are watching over on Facebook, you can pop this out and go look, because I did just post what he bought for our mortgage payment.
With part of the mortgage payment.
No, that was the mortgage payment.
Really?
Yeah, he spent almost $2 more than the mortgage payment.
Oh, dear God. When did you have a mortgage that cheap?
None of my mortgages have been over $450.
Okay, damn. Shit.
Like, these mortgage payments they're coming out with of $1,200 and $1,400 a month, I am like, have you lost your mind?
Like, okay. Sorry, like, at the point in which I would have actually thought about a mortgage, I was already in North Carolina, and like $130,000 was bare minimum for a house. Good luck.
Remember that when I bought this house in '97, the mortgage on the house was $152. The townhome was $250. The trailer
Brenda
was
is dying.
$357. Well, but that was two mortgages. That was the mortgage for that. The third mortgage on this house and the mortgage for the trailer was $357.
There you go. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, it's not a sex toy. It's the best thing I can say for anyone who is not a Patreon.
Right.
But it would definitely fall in the category of, you're a gay man if.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, no, like, but I think we all have, like, I don't think you can ever have that moment with a partner that you're not looking at some of their spending and going, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. Or, they enjoy that, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And we can afford that. We're not hurting, nothing, like, we're not, anything is a sex toy if you're brave enough. True.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're willing to have the ER take an X-ray posted on a wall in a break room. Anything's a sex toy at that point. Yeah, that's true. But no, I really think there is that moment where, one, it tells you how, like, one, tight the finances are,
Mm-hmm.
and two, where the relationship is.
Right.
Like, I think there's moments in a relationship you can have a partner do something really fucking financially stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no other words for it. Like, that was a stupid ass dick move.
Right.
And still, relationship wise, be like, please don't do that again.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be mad for a little while. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean that I'm going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that, but I, like, no matter how silly, stupid, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a point in the relationship you had,
Mm-hmm.
probably closer to the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
in which he could have pulled this really stupid dick move that fucked up your mortgage payment, and you would have been mad.
Mm-hmm. You see,
And
that was
even
the
if,
point. Well, or how the payments flow around here. The first month is hell. Like, first month, don't even bother with me in accounting. It aggravates me. It aggravates him. We get annoyed with it. It takes 2 days to do the accounting because we also have to do the past month's accounting before we can start this month's accounting.
yeah.
And that was the week that he done this. The week when I'm going, there is no slush money this week.
Yeah. Well, but I'm still saying there was a point, probably closer, further back in your relationship, like wherever, the very beginning up until like the middle, maybe even 6 months before, you could have been just as tight. And yeah, you would have been pissed, but you would have also been like, I'm going to be mad for a few days and I'm going to sort this out. One, don't ever pull that stunt again. And two, I will forgive you for this. I will get over this. Not today. I don't love you less. I'm just really mad at you right now. Like, versus, like, I think when you're at the point of, like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker, like, that's when it's done. Like, if that's your literal response. Not like, I'm so mad. But then...
So, Ashley, I want to answer this question, and I know you had another question earlier we need to get to, and we'll do that before we switch segments. What is balancing your checkbook? Well, balancing your checkbook is where you take your checkbook and a check registry and the statement, and you cross-match them. Has all your checks cleared? Has all your debit card purchases cleared? Has all your deposits correct? And you balance it as far as checking to make sure that everything that's in your registry matches your bank's registry. And it takes a moment, if not two, especially with like our bank and how my pay flow happens. And when they change something like last month, it was a freaking nightmare because they changed when they're posting my deposits from the
Mhm.
actual date of the deposit, but the posting date of the deposit, it can take a moment. Um, but this way you can see like your trends in your spending. Like, are you spending more on restaurant food than your food budget? Are you spending more in shopping and you're overspending on your shopping, so you're not getting your savings done? Where exactly are you within this financial box of what you're doing?
Well, and then there's also, and it used to be a bigger problem back in the day when people generally wrote more checks.
Mm-hmm.
You would also run into situations in which you had uncleared checks that would go on forever.
Right.
Like my sister talks about at one point, it was so far out of whack
Mm-hmm.
between what the checkbook register showed and what the bank balance was.
Mm-hmm.
She never had a concern about bouncing a check. There was a lot of excess money because checks had gotten lost but the bill had been marked paid.
Right.
Like literally the company had received the payment, processed the payment,
Right.
and it fell behind the filing cabinet, not to be seen again till the check was stale dated.
Right. Well, see, there's like this one example in our carryover in this month. There is a check that I wrote, and I don't write many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a check I wrote for a fundraiser. It
Mm-hmm.
still has not gone through my account. We're now 3 weeks into this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it may be another 3 weeks before it gets cashed.
Right. But
And
that
it's one
money
of
is
those
still
things.
out of my accounts receivable. It's done. So I have to account for it in my bank balance. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Ashley, you should definitely do that because my bank charges me $2 every time I go to the ATM. Well, if I'm not keeping a registry of it, that's $28 right now, and we're not even into December yet.
Yeah.
That I've spent to
Well,
my bank to use my money.
yeah. Well, and then there's also things like just the fact that if you like look at the bank balance and you forget, that you have expenses coming up that are
Mhm.
already pre-all,
Right.
you have checks outstanding that haven't cleared,
Mm-hmm.
you can turn like what looks like a nice flush bank account
Mm-hmm.
into a negative money pit from hell in like one purchase.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be big. Like it can be a pack of gum could fuck you.
Right.
And then like literally it just becomes a nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, fundraisers, gifts, etc. Yeah, believe me, like God knows my poor clients. I have one I don't think will write me a check anymore
Because you
because I'm
don't get it
so
cashed in time.
glad. Well, because our bank's not right here in town.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it can be a nightmare for me to get over to our bank to make a deposit
Right.
because our local ATM doesn't accept deposits.
Yeah.
I have to go through the local bank.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and they are not always the sharpest tools in the shed. We have
Yep.
talked about them before. They are not the sharpest tools in the
Yep.
shed. I really, really dread going over there. I mean, it creates funny ass stories. It does, but it means I'm sitting there in the drive through the whole time going, it is just a deposit. Please don't fuck this up. It
Right.
is just a deposit. Please just put the money in.
Right. And I will gladly share the I love the organized money, and we have moved over to using her budget system. It's wonderful for us. I'm going to share that into my Patreon group. It's $9 for the download.
Yeah.
I love, 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 love this one. The way she sets it up, it's very clear. You can balance out your money. You know how much your assets are. You know that you're either liquid or you're not. That was actually a really interesting thing in our last meeting between me and you on budgeting. For the first time in our lives, we're actually flush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our assets and our liabilities are equal.
Yeah. Granted, well, actually, no, there's an excess of assets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would require selling the house. Like, he holds the assets. I have one massive motherfucking liability called College Foundation of North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Like, and we would have to sell the house to wipe that one.
No, we
But,
just mortgage the house.
well, true.
And I get a better interest rate.
Well, then 3%?
The last time I had a mortgage, honey, it was 1.4%.
Okay, fair enough. But no, it is that moment.
Right.
That, yeah, we are like adulthood achievement unlocked.
Yeah. It was shocking. Well, it's kind of like you thought the car was only worth 10,000, and I'm like, are you nuts? Have you not seen the car market here lately?
Yeah, I'm still I don't know. I'm more prone to, like, let's go with the Kelly Blue Book number of like 10. Because I always hate that moment when, like, have you ever known someone who thinks they know the value of something and they are so wrong they can't even begin to sell it to the neighborhood idiot?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the dumbest person in town won't even touch it. Like, I grew up with neighbors that were like that. They thought their house was worth like 3 times what it was actually worth.
Right.
They've been trying to sell that damn house for 30 years.
Well,
They
here's the
ain't
point, and the
selling it.
fact of it is, if you wanted an older model car, we could take your lovely soul down to Moses, and I'm sure they would give us 27 to 28 for it right now.
Oh, good God. No. It's a good car. I can't
vouch or agree to that at all, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's there.
It's an option. And
Yeah.
it, like, again, talk about adulthood achievements is when it's like, no, I have options.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this isn't all gravy. Like, we still have to sit down and be very careful with the money. We have to spend a lot of time talking about our money and making sure money is where it needs to be when it needs to be there.
But that is what these people didn't do in this question.
Right.
And to get honest with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, to me, this is just like, everyone else looking at it is going, your divorce is imminent.
Yeah, because if you don't have a conversation at least once a month about money with your spouses, there's a problem. Even when I was dealing with the finances, there was a problem.
Like, yeah, it's not that I don't understand why she's mad. I got that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting here going, no, this just screams file for the divorce already. Like, I know you can't afford it apparently, but file for the divorce already. Like, start separating. You're just taking hit points.
Right.
Like, that's all you're going to be doing.
Right.
And it's going to get uglier from here. I mean, or at least find marriage counseling.
Yep.
And good luck, because apparently you can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like, I don't see anything in this that says, no, we're a fully functional couple handling an issue.
Right. Let me go find. I am going to give her a link out on, and that's the Organized Money. I love her work, or the way she does things is clear. And
definitely include that video, though, the one where it all finally made sense, because you struggled with her for a while because she didn't start it. Like, some of the things she was doing, they made perfect sense, but she had to go all the way back.
Well, no, that was her planner. That wasn't her money book. But I'm going to share her full YouTube channel out. Um, and I'm not even thinking about consulting her on coming on, um, because her stuff is amazing and great. It does take a little work, but it makes you get honest. What's your money goes? Where's your money going?
Okay, so Shannon, I'm a little confused. My husband gets upset, and I swear to God, Ashley, we'll get to you in just a second. I wanted to go ahead and talk this one out while I was here and we were still on this. My husband gets upset and says I'm trying to make him sad when I try to talk finances. He told me to just tell him to give me money, and how much for bills. I'm a little concerned. Like, what is it that's making him sad?
It's probably the stress.
Like, the bills are the bills and the money is the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a little like that's where I'm at. Like is like sad. I'm feeling like sad's the wrong word.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys have this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have a very limited vocabulary. Like I'm just happy he's not saying angry. That's a
Right.
good sign. That's a good sign.
Right.
Like guys have like 4 feelings.
Yep. He doesn't like the stress of keeping up with the bills. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it makes him sad, which is, it's a lot of things to be looking at. I mean, because now, you got retirement, you've got investments. There's a lot of things that go into that. And you have to be smart with it. You have to be knowledgeable of what your money is doing for you, what you're working for.
Mhm.
And it gets a little um, with guys. And then there's other hangups with guys when it comes to money and being the provider and all this other crap we program into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it I maybe this will help him. It is very much possible to sit there and have bills
Mm-hmm.
and to not be the provider
Mm-hmm.
and not be able to and know that the money's not going to cover all the bills
Mm-hmm.
and not be mad at the person making the money.
Right.
Like it's not a failure. Like no one is a failure when that happens. Like the bills are the bills, the money is the money.
Exactly.
Everyone has a moment. We have all literally had the moment where it doesn't balance.
No.
Like the bills far exceed the money. Um and you do just have to kind of get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And look forward to better days.
And get a few candles,
It's
maybe a
yeah,
bath or
it's not
two.
yeah,
You know.
but except that's not, it's not a moral failing. You didn't fail as a husband, a provider, a spouse, a provider, a parent. Like that's not what happened.
Right.
The bills are the bills and the money is the money.
Right.
We like now you can accept responsibility
Mm-hmm.
in that
Mm-hmm.
if like some of the spending is outrageous, but you also have to like limit it.
Right.
Like you can't be looking back 6 months and I shouldn't have bought this and I shouldn't have bought that and I shouldn't have bought this other thing if you didn't know the money was going to change.
Right.
Or that the bills were going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the two things occurring.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's part of looking at your relationship with money and how you are in that relationship.
Well, and then how money works in your relationship as 2 people.
Right.
Or 3 or 4 or 50 or however many people.
But again, that relationship with money is the important part.
Mm-hmm.
There are and Organized Money has a whole video on this, on your money personality and your spending personality. And I'm not going to go watch her channel to figure out yours. Like I'm a security net one. I like my bills paid early.
Honestly, a lot of what was occurring in that Am I the Asshole
Uh-huh.
registered with me.
Uh-huh.
Like, mom and dad had a really traditional marriage.
Uh-huh.
She was a stay-at-home housewife. He was the sole breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
He very much felt like his money was his money.
Mm-hmm.
And she was basically just allowed to use it for some things.
Mm-hmm.
And was to deal with it if he decided he wanted to go do something.
Right.
With his money.
Right.
It was never their money. It was never our money.
Right.
It was never that situation with them.
Right.
Yeah, I've got some broken thoughts there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have issues from like arguments they had.
Mm-hmm.
Even though money wasn't really they had more arguments over money
Mm-hmm.
that weren't really like because finances were tight.
Mm-hmm.
It had more to do with dad wanting to go do stupid shit.
Right.
With his money.
Mm-hmm.
One, that told me I didn't have money.
Mm-hmm.
That was very clear. And that any money that was spent was his money. And there were some very vicious thoughts that he had in anger.
Mm-hmm.
When mom would like be trying to tell him, I don't think that's the really like best plan. What
Mm-hmm.
the fuck are you thinking?
Mm-hmm. And those are thoughts that we've had to tackle coming into this relationship.
Yeah.
And we're still tackling them. And it's one of those things we have to work. You know, I have a different relationship with money. I'm very much the type of, fuck it. We'll figure out what we got to do. Did we cover the bases? Great. All right, so I got to work extra for the next 3 weeks to pull our ass out of the fire? Okay. But don't go off plan.
Yeah.
Like, don't wake up tomorrow and decide you want to go get the Mercedes.
Like, now's not the
moment. Not the moment.
And I very much get those things, but like, I have problems at like a dollar store.
Honey, you have problems at the 50-cent Goodwill store, and I have to look at you and go, "We have the money.
It's
$3."
Yeah, it's like he has literally had to say it's $3. If that's what breaks me this month, I was already so fucked. This doesn't matter.
Right, and it's like we had to establish categories. A part of the budgeting is establishing categories and budgeting for it. Mm-hmm. Which, if you guys want a show on this, Patreons, hit me up in the thing, and I will gladly do a show on budgets and our categories and how I handle it. Actually, that won't be a show; that'd be a video, and I'm not going to do that because apparently, advisor finances is a mystery.
It is. I swear to God, we don't need a budget planner. We just need a crystal ball. Like, you know.
No, I just need to remember to light the candle and take a bath. That's all it is.
Basically. But all right, so Ashley has a question. I swear to God, she would love for us to get to it today. Mm-hmm. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Ashley, 8/26/96. What's in store for me tomorrow? Work has been easy. The kids have been easy. Sonny hasn't drove me up the walls. Is tomorrow the day everything comes toppling down? So you're very much waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like, you're like, this is too quiet.
Like, never say that.
But she just did. She's living it. Well, she's living it's too fucking quiet.
But we have a few things going on. I think finances are improving, so your stress level is going a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm here fighting a baby fight to sleep. This is entirely too
This is entirely you getting into your diplomatical mommy moves. and getting a new balance. This is the breath before the storm. I think it'll still be fine. I don't think it'll be major. I would be interested to see how your finances improve. But I feel like that you're going to probably go through a period of two-ness for about 3 weeks as everyone's trying to figure out how to make you work. How's this work? What's our new system? What's our new game plan? Once that is in, then you're going to have your traditional border testers. But after that, I think things get into a balance for you. Also, I think with your new environmental things going on, things will be much more comfortable. So don't stress because it's two. Start making plans about how to maintain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And be prepared to defend your boundaries.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Like, people are going to be testing it. You're new at a job. People are going to test.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Yes, sorry. I had a whole moment there. I was like, wait, did I just get that totally wrong? But no, new at a job. Yeah, everyone's going to test boundaries, fuck with the new guy, you know.
Right.
That's what happens.
Yep.
Be prepared to be like, no.
Yes,
This is not important to me.
Out.
This is.
You're still got to get that iron out and fix those wrinkles, baby. Night, Shannon.
Night, Shannon. Yeah, we've gone on for like 2.5 hours. Wow. We're going to have people dropping out. Like, they got work in the morning.
Yeah. Shannon, you do fine. We won't see you tomorrow. You have a good day. We've got one more segment I'm going to swipe for, and it's the good news segment. And then after that, we will wrap up, guys, unless we get a lot of questions in. All right. So good news this week. We get some positive news in, but some interesting news.
Okay.
They have launched the first test of DART. For those that don't know, that's the interplanetary defense system against giant asteroids and giant assholes.
Space Force!
Yeah, Space Force.
Oh.
So NASA.
No, it's NASA's double asteroid redirection test. And it's the world's, and I'm quoting from the article, the world's first full-scale mission to test technology for defending Earth against potential asteroid or comet hazards.
Right.
So that launched Wednesday on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from the Vandenberg Space Base in California.
Right.
Very cool.
And it's going to be interesting if they're able to change the orbit. It's going to take roughly 4 years after DART's impact for EPIC, that's European Space Agency, to see if there was actually an impact, if it changed anything.
Absolutely, and this is actually changing an asteroid that actually isn't on a collision course.
Right.
It is on no collision course with Earth, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a last-ditch effort. This isn't that movie.
Right.
Like there's been a few of those. This is literally to see how well it would work, what it would do, what all is going to occur when they do that, how big the debris field becomes, what that would be, like what potential effect that could have.
Exactly.
Like, is this a good, viable, like, one, will it even work? Two, if it does work, what's going to happen?
Right. What's the impact? Because, of course, we have been warned already that we're overdue for an asteroid impact. It's been a while.
Yep. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It'll be interesting what happens with this. Of course, you know, this is back. Let's look at how long this news has been coming for. Ronald Reagan introduced space war when he wanted a missile defense system for the planet. That's Ronald Reagan. He was president when most of our listeners was not even alive yet.
Well, some.
Our largest demographic do not know who Ronald Reagan was.
It was a wild time in American politics. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, the 80s were weird.
Right.
Like, it was a weird time. It was a weird decade.
Yeah. So, and then Trump introduced Space Force, which was actually basically forming, just needed a name to take it out from the Air Force because it needed its own budget. And of course, now the world is uniting with the DART project to see if they can actually handle this, because it will impact the whole world if an asteroid decides to smack into us again.
Yes, it will. It can do a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it can change many aspects of a planet. It, very small, it can do some damage.
Right.
A little bit bigger, it takes out a couple city blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Much bigger than that, and you're talking about like whole national cities, potentially changing, the tilt of the Earth.
Well, we already seen that what happens with the tilt of the Earth and the weather changes we've had because of, Japan decided to rock the planet. And yeah, Brenda, they're hyping up the one on the 27th. Can we roll our eyes and go, please? Just please, don't try us.
Hey,
All right, guys, it's been a really long show, but a really great show. And of course, we want to thank our Patreons and our viewers that have hung through the show.
Yeah, I know.
Our shows are getting longer, and we have a lot to say. And I don't know, I've been on this kick of creatorism. Tomorrow, there's a video going up on my channel on the YouTube channel, Aeson Knight, showing a planner flip through of my December planner. If you're interested in seeing the new planner system I'm using, this took a couple months to develop. This doesn't include my budget planning. Will add budget planning to my video lineup. I will go down and show you what I do in a month for budgeting. For you guys to actually see, and I will be using real numbers, because if I'm going to do it and it's a pain in the ass to begin with,
I'm not doing it twice.
Yeah, I'm not going to do you a fake budget. I'll do a real budget and film it.
Yeah, like these are real numbers. But yeah, no. And is it tomorrow or is it today? Because we started the show yesterday and it is now tomorrow. It is today.
Yeah, it will be on Wednesday, December 1st, that the planner flip through happens on, let me bring up my Excel sheet of my content calendar. Yes, we have moved into using an Excel sheet for Aeson's content.
Yes.
All right, so planner flip through will be filming. It will go out on this Wednesday, the 1st. What's in my purse goes out on the 8th. Planner flip throughs on the 8th. The What's in my purse, what's in a psychic's bag goes out on the 15th. The 22nd is the January energy overviews, and the 29th is the 2022 energy overviews. Of course, Patreon gets access to all these videos early. The weekly roundups for Patreons will be posting on the Saturdays, but YouTube gets them on Sunday. The only thing my patrons do not get early access to, and that's the daily videos, and I think that would just be confusing for everybody. So we will not be posting those early to Patreon. You guys can get those in my stories or straight on my YouTube.
There you go. So what goes out today?
The daily videos start today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking because now I'm all invested.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do want to thank our Patreon supporters. We really do appreciate Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Gist, Shannon C, Shannon D, the ever wonderful Lady Gwendolyn, and Charles Shaw. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become one of our Patreon sponsors and receive all the wonderful benefits that our baristas receive, please check us out on PCSPnetwork.com.
Yes. And Ashley's got a video idea, like 22 predictions for by the astrology signs, like 22 predictions. Energy overused is part of that. But that'll probably be the last coffee shop is when I normally do my 2020, the next year's predictions.
Ashley can't wait to listen to her answer on replay now that baby guest is quiet.
I will highly recommend the lavender baby bubble bath by Johnson & Johnson. It helps babies calm down and go to sleep real good. Better than giving them a shot of sherry.
No, surely not.
Yeah.
Oh, no baby hot toddies.
A shot of sherry will be wonderful for a baby that's colicky or cutting teeth. You put whiskey on their gums. If they're cutting teeth, it isn't that much.
Hey, melatonin bubble bath isn't even working. All right. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of lavender, baby lotion. Lovely, lovely stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Johnson & Johnson
really?
makes my kids' hair fall out.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh, then don't do that.
Then go right to the source there, honey, and go to your local Botanica and get you organic, because it's going on children, lavender oil and mix it into lotion.
She says, I'm about to use the whiskey. Oh, okay. So yeah. Try actual like lavender. Don't put it necessarily in the water because baby's sensitive skin. Be careful with that. But you can have lavender in the room while you're, calming
Lavender
baby.
for the smell, peppermint in the bottle, because he's got an upset belly. Yeah, peppermint will make his belly feel so much good.
Yeah, I'm serious about the whiskey.
Only if he's cutting teeth. May do a video for my patrons. I don't know. I'm going to write this idea down and we'll talk about that.
Oh, what about mixing the lavender with coconut oil and do a rub down?
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's very much good. That's a wonderful idea.
She's like, please do a baby tip video. I need it.
I just wrote down old remedies because, there are some things that go on and I need to also do, I'll do old remedies and also gypsy things.
But no, generally avoid the whiskey, avoid the alcohol as much as you can. There's not going to inherently like super harm baby, but alcohol early in life has been shown to create some issues for children long term. Like you really, really don't want to do that.
No.
And if you do anything like that, be very gentle. Very gentle.
Yes. And we're not talking get baby drunk. We're talking about giving him a half a shot to a shot teaspoon of whiskey in a bottle. It will calm baby down, especially if baby is really having a bad cold or a colic. Brenda's talking about cold and flu remedies also. That's part of the gypsy thing.
How would one know if baby is drunk or not? This is already someone for whom it is perfectly acceptable to scream, cry, kick, shit, and piss itself. How would you know?
If baby goes lethargic or loose, then baby has had too much whiskey. Again.
I'm just saying, like...
That'll actually work very well, Ashley, is to dip it and rub it on his gums, especially if he is cutting teeth. Also, frozen waffles are very good for baby.
What? I have a legit point.
What?
how is one supposed to figure out if baby had a little too much?
You know, baby.
Not a lot too much, like lethargy and all that. But then again, that's kind of like where she's at. Like, just go to bed. Like, mommy's had enough. Like, have you tried the alcohol on you?
But no, I've wrote it down. I'm sticking it in my planner. That is a video idea that I will put out. Old remedies, gypsy things like no scissors in the bedroom, and other things, other relationship model things. Because you guys seem to like those videos, so I'm going to be doing those.
Oh yeah, Brenda's all about the whiskey on the finger. That was her family's go-to.
Sherry's better.
Okay.
It doesn't have the burn.
Fair.
No scissors in the bedroom because it can actually cut the relationship. If you want to cause a divorce, take an open pair of scissors and stick them underneath the bed. I am reserving videos like that not for TikTok. TikTok is great, but I have YouTube content and then I'm going to have TikTok content. The daily videos are going to TikTok. My funny videos are going to TikTok. Topical videos are going to stay on YouTube.
There you go. Yeah, it burns. It's alcohol. Like, come on, all alcohol burns. Like, no one's drinking alcohol for the taste. It's not all that enjoyable. You drink it to get fucked up.
No, you do not. You drink it for medicinal purposes. That's
whatever.
why we have a bottle of Irish Rose underneath the sink in case I got to fix a bullet wound.
There you go. Oh, you know. So yeah. Oh, great. Ashley has a baby-sized crown bottle. So are we going to get to see baby guests do a baby keg stand? Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, we've derailed.
It's late. Thank you guys for the night. I hope baby guest calms down and gets real peaceful and curls up and sucks on his little thumb and goes to sleep.
Absolutely. So, yeah, y'all have a good night.
Yeah, you have a great night. We will see you on Friday.
Oh, yes, we will.
This is a calm before the storm. You know what's coming, so be warned. You can't stop me now.